Go ahead. I know you want that.
But no, yeah, and I was gonna say, man, you left out an important part, and I think this is kind of going back to even being intentional, man. Doing those co-ops, doing those internships, you're getting paid a lot of money. So it's not even just, I mean, experience is a big part of it, but
Yep.
you know, I know a lot of times people were doing, and this like blew my mind, and I understand kind of older generation, they're like that was a thing where you just work for free over the summers, and that was like that, and it was like at this point in time,
Yeah.
we're making we're making good money doing internships and co-ops
Oh yeah.
in addition to getting experience. So, but that
Yep.
was through the engineering path. I think a lot of times, whether it's other technology areas, I know when I was in law school, I thought engineer was getting money. In law school, they paying 2-3 grand a week as a law
Right.
student, doing a
Yep.
summer associate position in addition to getting experience. So I think that's another big thing that I just wanted to throw that in there because
Mm,
that's another part of it. You're making some good money doing these co-ops and
mm,
summer
yep.
internships.
I was always intentional about the money. Everything else was everything else kind of just I might have missed some, but I was always intentional about the money. So
Right.
that was the big thing, and that wasn't an easy decision because again, I'm missing semesters of school. So not only are like my quote unquote peers like just like blowing past me type of thing, you missing out on stuff that you want to do in college. You missing on this
Right.
party or this event and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, as Dave just said, we make you making really good money. This is how you able to just so I mentioned earlier I didn't have to work in college. That's part of the reason why I had money from when I work in this job and I'm getting
Yeah.
these experience, and that actually ended up setting me up for like the next like 10 years after that, just because I had that summer intern and then went into a co-op rotation and just been getting paid more and more every time I returned, gaining the experience. And just to point this out, Dave, I say this all the time, exceptions made for the exception.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. So I was actually still in school full time, uh, and I actually got hired full time,
Yeah.
right, as an engineer. Now, they didn't give me the engineering title, but I was doing engineer work. It was like a technician or something, but I was making a lot more than everybody else that I
Right.
had class with. And they said, you can do both. We're going to hire you full time. And as soon as you graduate, we're going to switch you over because the experience was key. So the whole college experience is where we're talking about here. And this is like, I mean, if I had to do it again, that would be part of my framework. If I, like someone was like, I'm going to college. Okay, we talked about what path you should choose. Definitely looking into getting an internship. And when I went to intern, all I did was add so much value and start talking about like Napoleon Hill and laws of success. All I did was give so much value that like, it's you reap and you sow. So I was just, I don't know, I forget which one is which, but the whole point is I was just putting in the work, right? I was
Yeah.
just putting in the work, adding value to the point where one summer it was random as ever. And it was just like, you want to work here? I was like, sure. It's like, okay. And like and just like I said, exceptions made for the exceptional. And usually at this place, it takes, I think, someone on board somewhere between like 3 and 4 months, or maybe 3 and 6 months. Man, I still remember it was the beginning of August. They asked me, and by the beginning of September, I was in the system, everything done, everything was processed complete. All the boxes was checked. Right. All I had to do was I didn't have to do anything. I just kept doing the same thing I've been doing, and I was
Right.
getting paid. So
Getting paid a lot
again,
more
so
money.
oh yeah, that was it for doing the exact same work. Just because, so we started talking about the principles of success. So a lot of times you have to put in before you're able to reap.